Hi, welcome to Midweek at Messiah Ministry in Motion. I'm Pastor Roucka. I'm really glad you've come to join us today and hopefully every week at noon on Wednesdays. I am so honored today to have, as part of our profiles in Messiah Ministries, with me Candy Leonard, the incoming Messiah Council President. That's so exciting. Thanks for being my first interviewee, Candy.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I am so excited that you've stepped up to serve as council president. How does that feel?
This morning it feels very exciting. I'm looking forward to it, but I have to admit, when they first approached me, I was like, no, no, I can't do this. I was a little overwhelmed.
Okay.
Then, we had a discussion at council about how we want to move forward as a council, and I saw that there was a lot of support.
Yeah.
And I thought, yes, okay, it's time. You need to do this. You need to do this. I'm excited.
Well,
I'm excited
awesome.
now. I'm also a little overwhelmed, but
I remember clearly that conversation though too. People said it's not a one-person show. We're in this together.
Exactly.
As a council and as a congregation.
Yes, and it's so good that the council wants to be a team. That's huge.
It's definitely I think important, and I think that'll have a great impact on where Messiah can go.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. I'm excited.
Well, good. Well, so tell me about and tell the folks, Messiah folks, what are some of the strengths and things that you see yourself bringing to the role?
Okay, so are we talking about my leadership style then?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
So, I believe in leading by example. And by that, I mean that I'm not going to ask somebody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. Unless it's something I'm terrified of, like getting up on a ladder. You will not see me changing the light bulbs in your office, I'm sorry, unless somebody's got a really good grip.
You're all good right now.
Yeah, but, so I will be right there in the trenches with them. I believe in, listening to understand, instead of just listening to respond. I want to understand where someone is coming from. I want to understand their perspective when they're talking to me. And I think that by doing that, listening to understand shows them that they matter to me, that they're important, their opinion matters. And so I definitely, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, do you think that comes from your Stephen ministry training or your work background, or?
I think it's a little bit of both. In my work background, I used to negotiate contracts.
Okay.
And so I had to understand where my opponent was coming from so that I could figure out a way forward. And also Stephen ministry, we learn to listen, to understand. So that we can walk through something with a person.
Okay.
So, and that's important to me. Also, in my mentoring, I've learned to encourage people, learn how they learn, so that I can find ways to teach them and to work with them to help them improve. So that's something that I'm bringing to the table.
I love that. You know that encouragement is a spiritual gift.
Oh, okay, is it?
Is.
I did not know that. Okay. I also believe in the power of the team.
Okay.
The council, well, as we just mentioned, the council, when we were discussing the roles of the president, said that they want to be a team. It's so clear they want to be a team. And, one person can do a lot. Two people can do more. But when you have a group of, intelligent, creative, caring people working together, we can do so much. It's incredible. We can change the world. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I freely admit that I am not the smartest person on the planet. Only God is the smartest person on the planet. But, you know, that's why I'm so excited, because I have strengths. I also have weaknesses. People on council might have strengths that counter my weaknesses. So working together, you know, we build a synergy. I guess that's the best way to put it. We can build a synergy and really do some amazing things.
Yeah, I really like the idea too of you and Ashley as the president and vice president team, Ashley Reb, because I think she brings to the table some, you know, she's kind of got an analytical sort of detail mind.
Yes.
And I see you have a little bit more, you know, big picture, creative a little bit as well. And so I think that'll be an interesting dynamic.
It is going to be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to working with Ashley and getting to know her. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah.
I think it's exciting, and we'll definitely work together to bring out the best in everyone.
Yes. That's my hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's what hopefully we're called to do, and that we have the opportunity to do it together. Mm-hmm. What do you think you need or hope for from the congregation? What do you think you want them to hear and know, or what do you need from them? I guess, sorry, 2-layer question, but
that's okay. Well, I think what I want them to know from me is, please stick around, stay with us, help us. We can't and we don't want to do anything without you guys, because this is Jesus's church, and we are all members of it. We are the family. We are the body of Christ, and that means all of us, every single one of us. We need your energy and your enthusiasm. It's not going to be an easy year or 2 or 3, but it's going to take time, but we will get there together. And what I would like them to know, I think, is that they matter to me. They really do. They matter to me. They matter to the council. We want to hear from you. We want to know what your concerns are. We want to know what your hopes and dreams are for the church. So stick around. It might be a bumpy ride, but it's going to be fun.
You were telling me about when you had worked early on that in Schaumburg. So you want to bring a similar idea here.
Yes. Okay. So one of my dreams, or my goals as a president of the council, is to improve our communication between council and the congregation. I think that's important. And one of the things that I saw years ago when I was working at the Village of Schaumburg was they had a Saturday morning, one time a month, they call it Coffee with the Council. Members of council, the police chief, the fire chief, the mayor would all get together in their big, huge meeting room, kind of like the sanctuary, and members of the community could come in and talk. They'd have coffee, they'd sit down, they would talk face to face, ask questions, get to know each other, present ideas. And I thought, well, why can't we do that here? Why can't we have a coffee with the council, where maybe a Saturday morning or Sunday between services, if it's more convenient for everybody, we get several members of the council and perhaps you to sit down, and people from the congregation can come in and just talk, ask questions, give us their concerns, give us ideas.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to be springing that on my fellow council members here, but it's just a thought, and I will be presenting that in February.
Well, we've talked a lot about the need to communicate and be transparent, and
Yes.
I think that offers a perfect, something like that, or that offers a perfect opportunity for transparency and
Yes.
and people to be involved and hear, right, from the council what's happening. Yeah.
We could even have more town hall meetings.
Okay.
That's
Sure.
that's another opportunity.
Same kind of idea, right?
Yes. And then if they can call the church office or call my cell phone and I'll talk to them, or there's the email address, which is always in the community news. If they wanted to email questions, maybe they are better communicate. I communicate better in writing than I do verbally, so I fully get that. If you want to write, we're here.
Well, yeah, you'll be, I'm sure, getting your new president email address probably here in anytime now.
Okay.
One more thing. Well, tell me a little bit more about what you might foresee for Messiah for the future, what you hope for our future.
Okay, so, all right, we talked about communication. These are near-term things. I would love to see us get more organized as a church.
Okay.
I would love to see us revisit our mission statement and vision statements, because I think it's been 8 or 10 years since we updated that, and a lot has happened.
Yeah.
We've gone through a lot of change. The pandemic has changed us. Does the mission statement still fit us 100%? Is it leading us in the direction we want to go? Or do we need to tweak it a little? And I think that by revisiting that, it will also help us with our ministries. We've got 30 plus ministries here.
Yeah.
Some of them might overlap a little. Some of them we might not do anymore. Maybe it's time to revisit those. Also, I would love to see the ministries organized by subject matter or topic or function or goal, like outreach, ministry and worship, and music, property or buildings and grounds, children's ministries, things like that. And I think by doing that, that will also help us move more towards our goals and our future, because it will be more in alignment perhaps with our mission and our vision.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do I okay, I would love to see us strengthen our outreach ministries.
Okay.
I mean, we're doing really
I know that's
well
close
with
to
some
your heart.
That's close to my heart, yes, and also to Sally Lubinos and Charlene Salpe, because our outreach ministries help the community. They strengthen the community. We need to find ways to grow our congregation again, and I love what we're doing with the Sunday school. Because by attracting children and their families, those are the future of the church, of Messiah. So I would love to see us do that. For longer term, I'd love to see us join forces with the other Wilma churches
And Wilma is?
Church-Wauconda Island Lake Ministerial Association, consisting of Messiah, Transfiguration, Fusion, Holy Apostles, Federated. I believe there's a church in Mundelein, and possibly Lifebridge also.
Okay.
So there's a lot, but I believe that by working especially with the other churches, as we move through the pandemic, we're all going to get back to church and start doing more of our ministries. But I think by working with the other churches, not only can we learn to understand each other and learn about each other's faiths, but we can use all of our combined strengths and resources to help the community. And by helping the community, number one, we'll all attract perhaps more congregants to our different churches. But, we're helping the community, we're growing it, and we're helping the world. And isn't that what church is about?
You bet. We're called to be, living our faith in the world, and that's a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I hate to cut you off, but we've sort of reached the end of our time today.
Well,
but I
me.
really hope, thanks for coming. I really hope that people will pick you up on your offer to answer questions and talk and get to know them. And I hope they would tune in again next time for Ask the Pastor next week. But also stay tuned on the second week of each month, because we'll have other interviews. Okay. Thanks for being first.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Well, I'm glad. Thank you. And we'll see you next time.